see your screen, but you are a little choppy, by the way.
Little bit, too much bit, how much bit, bro? Can you hear me clearly or still very choppy? How does it go?
Right, right now, it seems okay.
Seems okay? All right. Once I start cutting out, please tell me immediately. All right, so
Okay.
let's start. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Moin. I'm one of the analysts over here, and this is our weekly session where we bang our heads together to become better traders, right? Okay, so, and
Yes.
let's start doing that right away. Okay, but before I start, my favorite disclaimer. Nothing that I mention or I say on the server is any type of financial advice. This is purely for the purpose of education. Okay, same goes with everyone else. Okay, we are not qualified to give you any type of financial advice. Rather, we can help you to analyze. Okay, we can help you to become better traders from the perspective of education. That's where we end up. So, who wants to go first? Tell me. I'm all yours for the next
Hmm.
45 minutes.
Uh-oh.
What did you do for that? Oh,
You just got a little choppy again.
seriously? Hold on a sec, bro. Bear with me 1 second.
Bowen, are you there?
I'm there. Bear with me just 1 second.
You're gone.
No, no, I'm still here. Just bear with me a minute. I'm still here. Just bear with me. I'm just switching connections.
Okay, okay, okay.
I think when I start sharing the videos, basically that's the time I have issues.
Okay,
Just bear with me.
okay. hmm
How is it now? Is
We'll
it
see
any
if it cuts out or not.
okay? Is it better? Next time I need to
Hmm.
next time I
It,
need to
it
switch
doesn't seem to be
connections.
consistent.
Still?
You'll start talking, you'll cut out, and then you'll come back again.
That's pretty weird because I switched connections. Now it should be way better. Are you still having like the chop issues?
That sentence I got completely. That sentence was complete.
All right. It must be my dog who's barking in the background, man. No, not me. He must be eating all the internet.
I'm able to see everything.
All right. So let's start. Who wants has the first question for me?
There you go.
And how did you guys do today? Like with the markets going up, moving up so rapidly. You guys made good money on the upside?
I got lucky.
Excellent. What did you
I
do,
had
brother?
I was in a
Tell
bad
us.
trade from yesterday.
Okay. But you kind of got
Oh,
saved,
when that
not
thing shot
lucky.
up, I sold.
And everything shot up. Okay.
So I got saved. So I basically got saved yesterday on that
Mm-hmm.
little spike that lasted a minute,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got saved again today.
Pizza.
Maybe you have to take. Okay. That's good. As long as you manage to get out.
There was not
But
pizza.
but don't
Uh,
make a habit out
so
of it.
We
uh,
had
Order
eight
filled.
for 96.
Order filled.
Okay. So don't make
so
a
what
habit
what
out
I
of it,
noticed
brother.
was that
Cause like today is like
no,
one of those days probably maybe we'll I don't know with current scenario it might happen again, but my hunch is today is one of those
Mhm,
days we saw like that will come in like years to come.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I noticed is early last week,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would consider it more regular trading day,
Okay.
where I entered a bad trade and I kept dollar cost averaging until it, turned back around and I got out with a profit. So the first 3 days of the week, last week, it worked out great. And then Friday
Mm-hmm.
is when I got myself into trouble.
Okay. What were you
Again,
trading?
entered a bad trade.
Okay.
I did Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
I did Tesla, and I
Order
did.
filled.
Did I
Order
do SPY
filled.
also? I think it was the Tesla one. Yeah, it was the
Okay.
Tesla one.
On Friday.
And I'm pretty sure it was,
On
because
last
that's
week
the one that
Friday,
I.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ended up with
Order
Tesla.
filled.
I'm sorry.
No, go on. I'm just trading futures in the background. Yeah,
Yeah.
go on. Okay. So what did
So
you
I
enter?
did
You
the
entered four
Tesla, and of
calls.
course, did I enter? Yes, I entered a call, and I think it was going down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I kept dollar cost averaging.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, same thing. It was still down on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Monday, or was it Monday also? I ended up I can't remember if I started a position in SPY as well on Monday, or if it was all on Tuesday. I know I did start it on Monday.
Order filled.
Same
Okay.
thing. Ended up going the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing, just kept on dollar cost averaging.
Mm-hmm.
Order
Um,
filled.
And then when that spike happened,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure where it was going. So I was down in both the Tesla and the SPY call. Or
Okay.
SPY, well, yeah, I'm pretty sure they were both calls.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I saw the spike starting going up, I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, let me sell half, see what happens." I
Okay.
sold the first half, and immediately it started plummeting down. So I'm like, "Oh." So I went to sell the second half.
Mm-hmm.
My phone froze because I was doing the buying and the selling through my phone. My phone not froze, but the app froze,
Okay.
kicked me out. Had to log back in. By the time I logged in, I was able to sell it
Okay.
with a little tiny profit. So I still got out. But by the time I went to my Tesla
Mm-hmm.
position, it was already down.
Okay.
It happened so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, let me just hold on to that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I entered another SPY. That was today.
Mm-hmm.
Or was that yesterday also? And then same thing. That one went down. Oh, remember when we were doing the session yesterday? It was coming down to that 220, 219.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it bouncing,
Mm-hmm.
and I ended up taking a call,
Mm-hmm.
a 517 call.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kept on dropping.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of getting out, I
Mhm.
just started dollar cost averaging.
Okay.
I'm like, oh my God, how much lower is this thing going to go? And it just kept on falling.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of dropping out of it early, I just
Mhm.
kept on adding.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So what happened today saved me. But
Okay.
had I known why today spiked,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have sold it all at once. I mean, and I sold it. And I saw as soon as I saw it go up, I was in the green. I ran out.
Mm-hmm.
Had I not,
Mm-hmm.
it went up.
Order
Let me see.
filled.
I think it went up to, I think 520. I needed to go up to 520 to be green, and it ended up going to what, 540?
Today was crazy. I mean, like beyond any expectation. Okay.
Yeah.
Like what you could only do, okay, today is just take the trade and then just ride it. That's it. After this candle happened. Literally, like I don't know how many levels it just cut through. I think this is the news that came out, right? At 1:10 p.m. probably. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like after this came up, it just skyrocketed. I mean, like cut through levels like levels don't exist anymore. Okay. But
Mm.
don't make it a habit, brother. Okay. Be a bit careful. Okay. Like especially when you dollar cost average. Can I ask you something? Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
totally, I'm not picking on you. Take it from the perspective of education for all of us. What made you enter calls
Yes.
on Friday?
Order filled.
Was it a call? I tell you, I remember I'd be lying. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why did I do that? It was a
Mm-hmm.
call, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Honestly, I don't remember. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I was sure kicking myself for it. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
3 April.
Mm-hmm.
That was April 4th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is this thing? April 4th. 5:40. I think that was it. A 5:45 call.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I did?
Mm-hmm.
I do not know. I honestly I don't remember why I entered it. But that was very dumb.
In retrospect, Eric, don't beat
Why?
yourself
What
up.
did I see that?
In retrospect, we are all super traders, okay? Probably if my dog could trade, probably that guy would also make a few YouTube videos. Okay, in retrospect. Everybody is a genius. Okay. Like people who say like build generational wealth when SPY is at 560, keep buying. Okay. And then after it turned around, they slowly turned face and said like, hey, don't buy now. Okay. Be very careful. And this is like my market is going to go down so heavy, and China making a video yesterday night, China retaliatory tariffs is gonna go down more. The same guy posted a video today. Okay, I saw one person was sending to me and I was like laughing and falling out of my chair that I told you buy generational build up generational wealth and all that. Today is a fluke. Okay, in retrospect, we are all great
Mm-hmm.
traders. You can always say, I saw this coming
Mm.
7 days earlier and I bought when SPY went below 500, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you don't do that. You look at the trend
By the
and
way, it was on Thursday.
yeah.
It was
So,
on Thursday that I entered. By the way.
okay. On Thursday, it made much more sense. Okay, if you entered on Thursday, it made much more sense, bro. Okay, if you
Yes.
entered at the
That's when I
uptrend,
entered.
that's perfectly sensible. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
on Friday,
Yeah.
I would be literally asking, like, this is a clear downtrend, right? Whenever you're
Yes.
confused, what time frame is that? Okay, you just go one time frame higher. If you're still confused, am I getting the trend right? Go one more time frame higher. You will always see the trend. Okay, and we never trade
Okay.
against the trend. Okay, like on the
Yeah.
30, this is so obvious, right? This thing is such hammered
Yes.
down. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what you do, bro. Okay, whenever you're confused, look one time frame up, look one time frame up, and you're good.
Yeah. So
Okay,
that's definitely what it was. Because remember, I said the first 3 days of last week, I ended
yeah,
up doing that,
yeah,
having to going in a trade went the wrong way. I did some dollar cost averaging, it came back, but it was more of a normal flow, up and down, up and down.
mm-hmm,
And then when that happened on Thursday, yeah,
yeah,
that's definitely when I entered.
yeah,
I entered right at the beginning, and then
mm-hmm,
I started going down, and I bought a little more, and then the next day kept on going down. Like, well, let me just buy a little more. Let me do the same thing I did Monday,
mm-hmm,
Tuesday, Wednesday,
mm-hmm,
and then it just kept on shooting down. I was like, oh my gosh,
mm-hmm, yeah.
yeah.
But when you're dollar cost averaging, you are actually exposing yourself more and more to risk, right? You're literally going hope against hope. Have you ever thought of it, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
Like instead of dollar cost averaging, what if I close my current position, flip the side, and take the trade?
So in other words, get out of that call and get into a put.
Exactly.
So I've actually done that as well,
Mm-hmm.
and it turned on me again. So I've done both of those ways, and it's turned on me again. So that's why last week, like I said, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure all 3 days I
Mm-hmm.
ended up doing some dollar cost averaging, and I got out of it with a
Mm-hmm.
profit.
Mm-hmm.
So Thursday came around, I'm like, well, let me just do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work out too well,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't get saved until that spike on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Yep. True.
Yeah, that's
Okay. But you
yeah.
have to look at like where you're getting out, right? What I would say if I was in
Mm-hmm.
this trade myself, okay, say I went in somewhere around here. this thing is totally flaking
Mm-hmm.
out, right? I would try to
Mm-hmm.
get out when this thing literally starts to come back up. Okay, here, yeah, you may have some hope this thing may come back. Not a
Order
bad
filled.
place, okay,
Order filled.
to look into getting out, sorry, of your calls. And the moment it starts failing again, get into the puts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you are looking to reverse at the bottom, you'll of course get burned, brother. Okay, when you are
Mm-hmm.
trying to salvage a trade, try to salvage it when it literally is coming
Order
near your
filled.
EMAs and that. Okay, once you look into that, yeah, it came near my EMAs, I'm good over here. Okay, get out, reevaluate the trend again, and then get back in. Make sense?
Yes, it does. You see that area that you showed?
Mm-hmm.
It hit twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right around there. It spiked twice in that area, and then by the third red candle, it was rejecting down. When it
Correct.
was hitting there,
Mm-hmm.
I told myself, get out of it. Take the loss, get out
Mm-hmm.
of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, I was hitting myself the whole weekend. Why did you get out? Why did you? But yeah, I was definitely hitting myself for not getting out. And I told myself, get out there. And I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just hoping that it was going to reverse, go back up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what
Exactly.
I should have.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that's what I need to do is listen to myself a little more because many times, several of the times I've told myself,
Mm-hmm.
just get out, just take the loss. It's not working. It's going the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, a lot of times, you don't listen to that little voice.
Exactly. You need to believe in yourself.
Hmm. And
Okay.
even, but not to change this one,
Mm-hmm.
but yesterday during that live, remember I texted you early in the morning and I asked about the levels. Are they valid at the beginning or should you wait?
Yeah.
What during that live when it was coming back down
Mm-hmm.
and it was right around that 520, 519, and
Mm-hmm.
and I meant to ask, but I had my grandkids with me. That's why I didn't put the mic on.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
gonna ask the levels. You do say that they're good all day because if I remember, 518 was the puts to the downside,
Mm-hmm.
the levels yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I meant to ask. So if it continues down and hits that 518 and keeps going, most likely it's going to keep on going down. I
Mm-hmm.
meant to ask, I didn't, and of course that's what happened. Ended up flushing down to what 490.
Yep. Like today, basically, if you look at it, my levels totally got invalidated even before the market opened. Okay, usually I give out levels
Mm-hmm.
like 9 a.m., 9:30, but today it was like I
Mm-hmm.
gave it quite a bit early. Okay, because like saw there's no news, nothing. Okay, and I knew like I had to wrap up a lot of work and that. I gave the levels much earlier. This is the reason I typically want to wait like till the last 15, 20 minutes of the market because by then, by now, basically you can clearly see that the market totally invalidated my levels on everything on Tesla, Nvidia, IWM, whatever you look. Okay, my levels
Mm-hmm.
got badly invalidated. If you look at SPY, same thing. Okay, these were my levels for the day, right? Okay, even before the market opened, my levels got invalidated. Okay, you got a bounce here and then literally it just kept on moving. Now, if I can speak to between us, my hunch is we just saw one of the worst market manipulations of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because in no way, in absolutely no way, that it's not whimsical that somebody can just say like I'm postponing tariffs for 90 days or something because your government is a huge machine. The decision making was done much earlier. Okay, a lot of studies, everything goes beyond that, right? So that's there. So what we saw is basically a huge market manipulation. We are lucky that most of us managed to come out of this unscathed or like maybe losing a little. Okay, some of us made good on it. That's it. Being on the right side. Okay, or if you sat out, it's a great decision. I think I was telling someone today that if you decided to sat out of this whole phase, you are a very prudent person. Okay, because you are here for the longevity. But what I believe happened is some people really lost their life savings, their fortunes on this. This is purely because, like, the whole tariff thing, I think it was just played out to benefit from the market. It has got nothing to do with the economy, nothing to make America great again. Okay, I got nothing against US. Okay, I would rather love to be in US. I keep on saying like, give me a passport. But whatever, I just feel like we saw the greatest one of the greatest market manipulation of all time.
I believe.
All right, so that's there. Whoever bought puts, those guys are screwed. Whoever bought the calls earlier, those guys are screwed. I mean, like,
Mm.
I'm not sure like who actually benefited other than short-term traders like us.
Oh, unless you bought stocks while they were low.
Well, you never knew that they wouldn't go deeper down, right?
Order
And
filled.
if you really bought
Ye- I-
stocks, you would really have like
ye-
nerves of steel. Seriously,
Mm.
especially after this day.
Que tenía una
No fui atrás la troca.
Stocks in general were down, what, anywhere between 20 and 40%.
Yep.
ir con
Okay.
mañana.
On Monday, I was telling my wife I need to take some money out of savings and buy some shares of stocks.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had.
So do we think this is over?
I would wait actually one more day. Okay. I would wait one more day to see like exactly what happens, because I'm pretty sure you guys remember this meltdown, right? Okay. We actually thought like this is over. SPY made a base over 500, going very nicely. It just skyrocketed like anything yesterday, right?
Order filled.
So I don't know, guys. Okay, like what would be the reaction tomorrow? Okay, I cannot advise you something that I won't be doing myself, plain and simple. I would wait. If I was there, I would wait tomorrow to see, do we see any reaction to this move? Is the move sustaining? Okay, if the move is sustaining,
Mhm.
well and good. Let's do it. Okay, why not? But if the move
Order
is
filled.
not
Order filled.
sustaining, I simply don't want to
Order
do it.
filled.
Because look at this. Okay, the
Mhm.
first level I would be looking into for tomorrow, does this level hold? Comes back and hold, because this is the last place where basically SPY held well, right? If
Mhm.
your 570, 543.70-ish holds, very nice. Okay, going into tomorrow morning. But looking at ES, we are already flushing quite a bit. Okay, SPY actually lost about 2 points already. Second, we're pretty much at this level. If you convert a ES to SPY chart, you literally see we're literally at this level now. If this level holds, very nice. I don't mind getting in. And for upside, what would really interest me is a break of this level. Because if you break this level, you're literally going to 550s again. That's a huge psychological mark. And if you manage to get out of 550, you're good, brother.
Order filled.
Okay. Then you get
546.87 as a psychological mark.
no. If you break here, you're going to 550. Okay, we actually
Oh.
tried to break twice today. Once, twice, both time it failed in the after hours. Okay. So if you can manage to break this and start making this a base, you are definitely going to 550s. Okay, and if you go to 550s, then you can literally say the recovery is back.
So what would be the lowest that it could fall where you could still say it's possible that it's still a recovery?
540. Right here.
Okay.
Not beyond.
So as long as it stays above 540, it can still
Mhm.
be considered a recovery.
Correct. Because if you
Okay.
start
But if it
coming
drops, you think
down,
it'll keep dropping?
most likely, you left huge liquidity gaps here. You left huge fair value gaps on this
Mhm.
candle and especially on this candle. Okay. You go to slightly higher time frame. Look at the liquidity gap that you left right here. Where's my brush? Okay. You left literally a level to level liquidity gap of like $17 here. Literally from this level to this level. Okay. So if you are coming back anywhere below 530s, this level, you would like to test this because you moved up too violently. If you break this, and then this straight, this is going to be a very violent drop if that happens. Okay, that would be my take on it. Okay, I might be totally wrong. I'm not trading for the next 2 days. Okay, but this is what I would be really looking at.
Order filled.
If this basically gives away, this resistance gives away, I'd be very bullish if I was trading. Okay, if this support holds, I'll still be bullish. That's there. What the hell is happening? Any of you trading futures, you can see how the market is dropping now.
Yeah.
Hmm,
G. Said yup.
not very nice. All right. Okay, so who wants to go next? All right, we still have time. Your quota is done, Eric, for this week, bro. Okay, rest of the questions are all for
Thank
Steve.
you.
Yeah, but get out of those habits, bro. Seriously. Okay, not every day the
Trust
president
me,
is
I
gonna
do not
save
like
you.
them.
Yeah, not every day the president is gonna save
Yes.
you.
Hey, Moen.
Yep, go on, your rider.
Yeah, I think Eric knows someone down by Wall Street Bets.
Shh, don't tell anybody. I know Smooth. I know Smooth.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do the Wall Street Bets. You're not going to win. Up 1,000% and still hold it.
Whew, man,
Okay.
I was not feeling good.
Yeah, so don't get into those feelings, right? Don't make a habit of them. All right. The president can bail you maybe once
Will
or
do, will
twice a
do.
year. God can do it once or twice a year, but I don't think they got more time than that for us.
I guess it was God yesterday and Trump today.
Yeah, so now you're out of cards, bro.
From Trump.
Hey, there's Jesus. There's Jesus.
Okay. All right. So who wants to go next?
Come on, guys.
Anyone else? I'm here. Joyrider is here. Between us, hopefully we can share some insights. Anyone? Feel free to shoot.
Hey, it's Ron.
How do you find value
Hi, bro.
areas?
What's up?
No, I was just gonna say. So it's funny. I I don't do options, but I started DCAing into some long term positions, like buying the dips and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they just kept dipping and dipping.
Mm-hmm.
And today with that spike, it was just like I don't know. It was like Christmas, man. I was like up on everything, so I just cashed all out, and now I'm back to the beginning again. Now I get to watch the market and DCA again.
You took your money. Be happy, bro.
Yeah,
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 but give it 1 or 2 more days to settle it out. Okay, probably we'll get more opportunities because the rise is too drastic.
yeah. I kept like little runners, and
Mm-hmm.
that's about it, though.
Yeah,
Other than that, I was like, man, I'm taking the green.
in
So
this scenario, absolutely. Okay, you see green, you take green and lock it in your under your bed. Because you never know, like tomorrow, what might him flip it again, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Right.
that's there. Okay, but I think you did good, bro, on the decision. I would have done pretty much the same thing myself. And you know, like how conservative of a trader I am. Okay, that's there.
Right.
All
Right.
right. I think somebody had a question when Ron was speaking. No? All right. Should be good. All right. Anyone else? Any question?
So I took a scalp on IWM today. A short.
Let's pull it up, bro. Give me 1 second. Let me fix my spy chart, then I'll be with you. I was literally driving when this happened. Okay, and like Smooth was texting me, look at the chart, look at the chart. I'm like, look, I'm driving now.
Order
He's like,
filled.
just look at it, you won't regret. Okay, so I pulled my car to the side and I was literally looking like, literally, this was like a show, like a literally like a fireworks show. Like I was watching, okay, putting the emergency lights on the side of the road and literally watching the charts. It was so much fun just watching it go up like that. All right, tell us your trade, brother. We are all ears. What did you do? What time frame you want me to go to?
5 minute.
Done. Alrighty, go ahead.
So I saw the long wick rejection around 1050,
Eastern.
and I watched it come down. I watched it come down to the 171.79,
Okay.
and it
So
bounced back up,
that
rejected off VWAP again,
Order filled. Order
Uh-huh.
filled.
and I entered and
okay.
scalped it down to 171 again.
Nice. You took literally a view up to level down trade, right?
Order filled.
Yep.
Very nice. Very well executed, bro. You should definitely give yourself a pat in the back if you took that trade. It was like a
In and
literally a
out.
picture perfect trade, right?
Yeah. It was in and out fast.
VWAP is that yellow one you said where that
No,
red
the VWAP
candle
will
is?
be, my apologies, the VWAP will be in the other chart. Let me bring that up. Sorry.
Just want
I
to see exactly what you were seeing.
Alrighty. Go here. This is what he was talking about. You see? You have the rejection. You have the long upper V candle. Correct me if I'm wrong, bro. This is what you're talking about, right? You have the long up. No, it's not today. Sorry. My apologies. Right, this one. You have the long upper V candle.
Yeah, 5 minute short. Yep.
Yep. All right. Rejecting it. You broke down your VWAP. You ride it back to the level. Makes sense?
Yep.
So
Right?
I caught the second leg
The VWAP is the purple one.
where it went back up and rejected.
Yeah. Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a clean rejection here. You could easily write it down for almost like $1.
So that's the one that you took the trade on?
I
That
took it
candle?
the second leg when it went back up and rejected VWAP again.
He's literally trading a retest of the VWAP, a failed retest of the VWAP right here.
Yeah.
Okay, like if I zoom in a bit more, is it better, Eric? Can you see now? Literally, what he did is
Yes.
this thing went down, retested tested the VWAP, the test failed, and he is in. And basically you scalp up to the next level, which is right here. I don't know where your levels were, bro, but mine, I would take it around 170. Just a break of 172 here. Up to there, I would hold it easy.
So understood. Is this a minute candle?
That's a 5-minute chart.
5 minute.
That's the 5 minute. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So did you wait to see the entire candle form and it moved to the next one, or during that candle you took it?
I took it after the long wick. After that candle formed with the long wick, I entered.
So by that point, it was at how much?
I think it was at like 173. I did a 172 put.
Okay, so that's basically the top of that following one. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then exited right at the bottom there around
Yeah, I got
171
out.
exchange.
Order filled.
Okay.
I really
And
like this trade.
what put did you play? Was it a 173 put?
172 put.
172. Okay.
Okay, quick thing here. Eric.
Expiration? What was that?
No, go on. Let Country Boy explain, answer you, then I will tell you something.
Oh, it was a 0 DTE.
Order
Oh, 0
filled.
GT. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, especially if you're playing 0
Okay.
DT, Eric, the thing that you need to keep in your mind always is where can it reach by today? Okay, what is
Mm-hmm.
realistic for it to reach today, right? If he bought us 0
Mm-hmm.
DT put, and I'm sure you trade IWM pretty frequently to know like what are the potential moves on IWM, right? By how much that thing literally moves each day. Okay, so if you're
Yeah.
taking a 0 DT put, bro, IWM roughly moves about $2 to $3 a day, roughly. Okay, it's way slower than QQQ. Okay, even slower than SPY at times. So if
Okay.
you are expecting to take a 165 put and expecting to make money, that's not gonna happen. Okay, you gotta be realistic. Like,
Okay.
okay, what's the level that I wanna take? What
Order
I feel
filled.
is gonna be realistic over here. Make sense, bro?
Okay.
You do
Makes
that,
sense.
you will see apps, you will see like your trades working out very nicely. Okay,
Okay.
because the thing is, when you are out of the money, your contracts are cheap,
Order
right?
filled.
The moment you start getting
Mm-hmm.
in the money, correct me, country boy, if I'm wrong, your premiums just start increasing exponentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you bought the contact chip. Just imagine your RR ratio is much higher, right? You bought it at a place where it may hit very realistically. Okay, it hit, your premiums go up exponentially. You have a much better risk to reward ratio here. You get out of the trade finished. Okay, and when he took this trade here, literally when it's weakening down, let's say he took it in the last 30 or seconds or 45 seconds of the candle being formed. Please correct
Mm-hmm.
if I'm wrong, bro. Your mental stop loss was probably just a break of the 200 EMA, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So look at his RR ratio. Okay, his RR is pretty good here. You're taking it basically on the failure of this, you're targeting here, and your risk is here. Okay, you're going on a very proper RR here.
Hey, Moen,
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
can you explain to him when is the right time to take one that is a bit out of the money? No, that is out of the money or extremely out of the money. How those work? Me, what plan you need to have or strategy for those to work?
Bro, I would rather have you to answer that question because your level of knowledge on this is way more than me. I trade penny options literally like penny stocks.
Okay, those are okay. So those are beneficial when you're planning on staying on the play for a day or longer.
As far as
No,
taking out of the money.
no, no. Correction. You're planning to stay in the play for the majority of the day. You're not planning on carrying those over, but depending on how much you're down,
Mm-hmm.
it creates that probability that you can take it over. So come next day, if price were to go your direction, you're gonna be up exponentially. And the inverse is true as well. If it goes against you, you're gonna be down exponentially. And that is when now you get a so but if you want to go next day and be on the safe side, you get 1 or 2 days out.
Okay.
So for next day contracts, 2 days, 1 to 2 days out, and then you'll buy at the money or at the cusp of out the money. Make sense?
But
Is
isn't
this
that
what you're doing?
similar
But
to what he did with the zero DTE?
say that again.
That's pretty much what he did with the zero DTE, where he took a 172 and it was
Correct.
right about 173. So he pretty much did right at the money there.
No, yeah, when and see, glad you said that because you understand that when volume is when the market is in a is doing there's a lot of volume in the market. Zero DTE is almost the perfect strike you want to get that you can get because it's going your direction, so you're ahead of theta, you're ahead of everything, and you're getting in the money sooner rather than later. So now you just move just like today with that move. That's perfect. Perfect what he did with the zero DT.
So if you're doing it 2-3 days out, then it's okay to drop it as far as you don't have to be at right one click at the money. You can be 2 or 3 price levels above or below.
Well, it's not so much it's not blanket. It's all depending on your expiration. That is where your expiration comes into play.
So if the expiration is 2-3 days out,
Uh-huh.
it's okay to drop it a few clicks out of the money, or in other words, it doesn't have to be at the money. You can be a little farther away.
Just at the money. At the money is good. ATM. Right. ATM is good. At the money is perfect. Because you don't want to have a long strike, long expiration, and you're out of the money. So it's like you're working yourself out of the play because then when you look at your IV, that's going to be really low. And when you look at your in the money percentage, you're going to be in the teens, maybe single digits.
So when would you play it out of the money? Where you're a few clicks out of the money? When would you do
Order
one of those?
filled.
I'll play out of the money one day if I'm planning on
Order filled.
staying in play on the majority of the day, or possibly take it over to the next day.
You're giving yourself more time,
You
Eric.
understand?
Like you're letting it
Yeah,
play
you're
into
buying
your
time.
direction.
Yeah.
Okay. Today he would have fluked. Okay, if Country Boy was basically applying this theory today, he would have fluked. Because today is that total edge case. Okay. I think like I can show you the
Mm-hmm.
IWM chart for the last 20 years. I don't think you will have a day like this. And let's look at that seriously. I want to look at it myself. Look at the size of this candle, right? I'm going like all the way, literally a year. You don't see anything close to the size of this candle. Let's go to a weekly time frame. Let's vanish all these markings. Look at the candle. Look in a single week. Okay, where IWM moved like this in a day. You'll never find like, and we haven't even finished the week yet. Okay, you are literally touching the 200 EMA on the weekly after falling all below. This is like a crazy move. Okay, there are days, exceptions, when no theory, nothing will work. You just have to respect your stop loss, get out if you're in a put today. There's no hope, dollar cost averaging or anything that's gonna work out over here. Makes sense. That's why you have your stop loss. When it hits, you get out, bro. Okay, but what Joyrider said, that is like back tested, will work 9 times out of the 10 or 8 times out of the 10. That's the norm. But again, okay, I keep on hammering this. You're not in a normal market right now. Okay, so that's there. Any more
Yep.
questions from anyone? Sorry, I muted a few of you, I guess, because there was background noise. Let me unmute everybody. If anyone has any questions, shoot away. The last one before I run away. No one? We are good. So
I've never traded options. I was just
Sorry, what was that, brother?
I've never traded options. What would you say is a platform for a beginner to start out? Like, was it Weeble Moo?
Try Webull. I always recommend that. And if you're a total novice, Robinhood is not bad. Okay, but be
Robinhood
careful.
is pretty easy to if you want to do options.
Exactly. But the problem with Robinhood is you'll have a lot of slippage. Okay.
Mm.
And the other thing I'll
Okay.
say is if you're just starting out on options, I would say like paper trade it for a while, bro. Okay. Because
Okay.
the problem with options is your contracts may expire totally worthless, not even worth the commission that you paid for it, right? It's not like a stock. The stock basically you can hold for a while with the hope of it coming back, right? Or you can average it down that if you're swinging it, okay, especially good names, because big names rarely stay down, okay? But with options, you will find very quickly that as easy as it seems to make money, it is even easier to lose money. You definitely don't want to be on the wrong side. Does it make sense, bro?
Yes. Yes. I've just been kind of getting on here, listening to the
Yeah.
lingo, trying to learn it, and then I'm just looking at platform like it's just really confusing trying
Mm-hmm.
to piece it together.
Yeah. So that's the reason we go live a lot during the trading hours. Okay. That because that's the way basically we learn from you. I learn from all of you. Okay, every single day. And others can also learn, right? Because the question you may ask, someone else may have the same question in their mind. And during the live trading hours, it's much easier because you see the real charts, you look at exactly what's happening. Okay. The great thing for me was like, I don't know how many of you were in the live today. Like, this is the first time I saw Joyrider so excited on a trade.
Yeah.
What
He
was the
pretty
trade?
excited.
That was, I think, his spy ports.
Yeah, I was playing a rejection, and they didn't believe me.
I believed you.
When
I
was
had
that?
the
This
same
morning?
trade. Yeah, I had the
More in the
same trade on
afternoon.
ES. This is the one.
That was this morning you guys did that?
Yeah,
Yeah, more in the afternoon, correct.
morning. I think, yeah, before afternoon because I dropped off by 11:30
Okay,
or
yeah. So
yeah,
it's in the
you guys
morning
did
then.
it early. Yep. Okay. I think this is the one, right? We are all saying to go down and to go down, and it worked perfectly till this 493.27. Okay. You took it right from
Mm-hmm.
here, the break of the 200, right? If I remember.
The 200.
No, I think you took it here.
Order
For
filled.
me, it
Order
was right
filled.
there. I think you took it from here, somewhere around here,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I wrote it down.
Yeah, and you wrote it down. Okay, mine basically I took it out right at 493.27, right here because I had a level there. I didn't want to risk it anymore. And I was like, if I made my money, I'm done. I don't want to trade anymore today.
So why did you guys take those trades?
I'll let my big
What
brother
were you
explain
looking
it
at?
first.
What did you see?
Well, I was looking at I was looking at my order flow, and I got confirmation on my net flow and my super flow charts. So I was right. So I said, okay, I'm going to take it, but I'm going to take it at the top, and I got in literally at the top.
You're
The
just
most,
looking at order flow. So you just based it on order flow and stuff. You weren't looking at necessarily where it was on the 200 on VWAP or anything like that.
No, we
No,
trade
I don't pay
very
indicators.
differently. Joyrider doesn't use any
Uh-huh.
indicators. I personally use indicators, including my custom ones. Okay, so we trade very differently. I'll let him explain his perspective, then I'll tell you what my perspective was when I took that trade.
My perspective was that if they were going to go higher, they would have done it because of right. And second, the order flow, there were a lot of finished auctions to the upside. So that was telling me sellers are not sellers are not willing to sell anymore. They're not stepping in aggressively yet, but they are stepping in. And then the higher it went, that's when I saw sellers start coming in. The ass starts to come in. So I said, okay, there we go. And I saw buyers start to retreat. So I said, okay, there goes my play. So it's just confirmation on different charts that I'm looking at that gave me confidence in the trade.
I know you said you were going to make a video about this.
Yes,
Okay.
I am. Yeah, I'm going to get it to you guys. I'm going to get it.
All right.
All right.
Waiting for that. Waiting to see the different way of seeing these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want to see it Matrix style.
Everyone is different, like, right? As long as it works for
Yeah.
them, you gotta find your groove somewhere, right? No one else can find for you.
Exactly.
My logic was very simple. We were chopping around this 497 area for very long, going up, going down, going up. When I saw this coming below 200, this one closed. The next candle literally tried to wick up and started closing. This was my confirmation to get into the trade. Okay, I went in slightly above 497 when I saw this started to fail. Okay, and for me, I was holding it till it hits my level. That's it. Okay.
So wait, so you figured that candle was gonna fail
Order
because it
filled.
wicked up and then started to form at the bottom?
Look, it wicked up above 200, right? But was it able to stay up? Absolutely.
I guess 200 is that yellow line I'm seeing.
Correct. So it wasn't able to stay up,
Yeah.
right? The moment basically
Okay.
you have that wick up, okay, from a downtrend,
Order
you have a wick
filled.
up, and this thing doesn't sustain. It is coming down. What does that tell you? That the buyers just lost the stream. Okay, buyers lost the stream.
Okay.
It is basically gonna fade because before that you tried really hard, bro, to break this through several times. Okay, I'm not as advanced as Joyrider. Okay, mine was very simple logic. Like this guy fails, I'm good.
Order
This guy
filled.
basically gives away the level, I am good to hold. Okay, for the next leg down. And that's exactly what
See,
I
I
did.
took that
Okay.
same trade,
Yeah. Danny, go on, brother.
but I waited till I took that same trade, but I waited till it broke that actual level.
The 497.02.
Yeah.
Okay.
Order filled.
Yeah. Mine was very simple. Okay, that I took this trade. If basically I start closing above the 200 EMA, which was right at that time around 498, I would take it slightly higher. Once I cross 498.4 or something like that, I would literally have to call it quits. Okay, that was my logic of the trade. Let's get a third perspective and end it here. Danny, go on, bro. Explain to us your perspective of the trade.
Well, I kept seeing bounce off that level, the 497.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it finally broke down and I took that trade, and then Joyrider was happy, I knew I got in the right trade.
Well, that's it. Joyrider's happy. Get in.
I told you guys, but you guys were waiting for it to come lower. I was like, nope, I'm not waiting another minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's there.
Simone, why did you get out? Explain when you got out. What you were looking at. Was it hitting the 493.27?
For me?
Well, why did you get
I
out?
think
Why
the
did
question
Moen
is
get
for
out?
you,
When
Danny.
did you?
His question is for you, Danny.
Go ahead.
Well, I was at 18%.
Order
I thought it was more than
filled.
enough. I got out. I don't
Okay,
even
so you're
take-
just
I don't
based
even
on
take
that.
so much. Yeah.
And you, Moen, Joyrider, why did you get guys?
Mine
Shut
was
out.
a level to level trade, Eric. Mine is 493.27. I even didn't wait for that. When
Okay.
it started hitting 493.3, I'm already out.
Order filled.
I'm always
Okay.
happy with small money, bro. I don't need too much.
Well, I got out because I saw my order flow started to the buyers were getting aggressive, and there were a lot of complete finished auctions on the ask. So I was like, okay, all right, there's something going on there. And then when I saw the
Order
second
filled.
time, I was like, okay, time for me to get out. That means sellers are getting weak. No, I'm sorry, buyers are getting stronger and sellers are getting weak. Correct.
So you got out during that green candle that was forming?
No, I got out of the top of the last candle, or a little below the top.
So around that 495, 450, whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yep, the close of the gap.
Okay.
You guys want to hear another
All right.
perspective? In the zone, you want to get on the mic and tell us your trade on it? Because all of us were literally taking the same trade. I think he is like just listening in. Anyway, guys, it's a bit late.
In the zone, will not DM,
No
said
worries.
can't get on the mic.
No worries, no worries. You
In
can
the
explain
zone,
tomorrow.
will not DM, said Mike asterisk.
Okay, so it's a bit late. Okay, have a safe trading day tomorrow and the day after. Hopefully, I'll speak to you all on Monday again. Okay, have a good night and good rest of the week.
Thank you much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Ronnie,
Bye.
Rummage said thank you.
তো পুরো ঘুম হুম ব্যাগটা গুছিয়ে এখন যাওয়ার ব্যবস্থা করতে হবে কি করছো হ্যাঁ সুটকেস দেখে হ্যাঁ হুম হুম
Order filled.
এটা চিকেন পুরা
Order filled.
সাহস টাহস বাড়লে ভালোই তো খুবই ভিতর ডিম একটা He's called Chicken Chitali.
Order filled.
No, you don't even know what I'm gonna take and what I'm.
Order filled. Order filled.